Welcome back to our ACC win totals breakdown daily. Starting the ACC, we'll hit all the Power Four conferences. We're going from lowest win total to the highest. We're almost done. We have like 7 teams left. We're doing the Louisville Cardinals today. How's going to say? We're going to go through the schedule. I'm going to say what's the most likely number. It's going to give us an over-under here, and I'm going to say whether or not I'm betting it. The Louisville Cardinals are a very interesting team because a lot of people forget they were very close to winning the ACC last year when Jordan Travis went down. And this is a team, in my opinion, that has only gotten better in the ACC. And I feel like they're like the forgotten team right now in the ACC. There's a lot of flashy toys. There's Miami, there's Virginia Tech, there's NC State. And a lot of people aren't talking about Louisville, in my opinion. Obviously, there's Clemson and Florida State as well. But this is a sneaky team. The win total's 8, and I think that's a very fair win total when you just look at the schedule very bleak. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. Week 1, they're home against Austin Peay State. That's a win. Week 2, they're home against Jacksonville State. That's a win. Week 3, bye. Week 4, they're home for Georgia Tech. I'm pretty sure that's a win. This team starts 3-0, and then week 5 is a tough one. They're at Notre Dame. I think this game, they don't need to win this game to get this win total over, but if they win this game, I think this win total is going to skyrocket over, in my opinion. And I think if they win this game, it pretty much almost guarantees it's going over. But for the sake of the video, let's just count this one as a loss. Let's say they are 3-1 here. Week 6, they're home for SMU. I know a lot of people love SMU. That's another new shiny toy that is overshadowing Louisville. I think Louisville wins that game. I honestly think on a neutral, Louisville's better, and the win total doesn't show it. I don't think a lot of people believe that, but I think Louisville wins that game, and I have them at 4-1. At Virginia, week 7, they better win that game. That's 5-1. Week 8, they're home for Miami. They can win that game. I think Miami's a very, very good team. I think they're the best team in the ACC right now. But that's a winnable game, and that's such a spot where they could clip Miami. I'm going to give them a loss for the sake of this video, but that's a game I circle and say this screams upset to me. Week 9, they're at Boston College. Win. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins here. Week 10, they're at Clemson. I'm going to say a loss, but there's a chance by that point in the season. I think Clemson's lacking a lot of depth, and I think they could go in there if Clemson's a little banged up, and they could beat them. I'm not saying they will, but they could beat a Clemson, but that's probably more likely a loss than the Miami game is, in my opinion. Week 11, they got another bye. Week 12, at Stanford. That's a far travel, but I think their talent alone will get them through that win. We're up to 7 here. And then week 13, they're home for Pitt. That's got to be a win, too. That's already 8. Week 14, I think everyone knows what this game is, the rivalry game here. Louisville at Kentucky. I lean Kentucky by the slightest of margins right now. But by that time this season, Kentucky could be not as good as a lot of people think. Kentucky's got a lot of questions, especially at quarterback. And the quarterback question probably will sway how good Kentucky is that season and probably sway this win total almost, because it might come down to this game. I think 8 is by far the most likely number, and I think that is very likely to be the number we get here for Louisville. I'm just going to look up the odds here on some sports books. I should have had this already up, but I don't, so bear with me for a second. Yeah, it's 8. There's a couple 8.5. Wow, there's only one 8. The 8 right now on Bennett MGM is that's a pretty good number to go out. It's only over as minus 125. That's value right there, I would say. I would almost bet that over 8. I think minimum it's 8. Minimum it's 7, but I think it's most likely 8. I'm not going to make that official by the end. We might add that because by the end we'll have a full betting card. We only have one bet so far. It's Georgia Tech under 5. But I'm not going to bet this right now or officially say. We'll see at the end. Especially, I want to see more where other books go with that line movement. Here's the thing. They could beat Miami. I think the 8 wins are pretty clear that they're going to win those games. I think it's going to take. It's more than just than to cause an upset in some of these games than for Louisville. And I think they could very well beat Notre Dame on the road. I don't think Notre Dame is right now a little overrated than people think, and I'm not the biggest fan of Marcus Freeman. So I think that can be a win. I think they could definitely beat Miami at home. Miami's not winning every game. Why can't they beat Miami at home. They definitely can. And they could beat Kentucky on the road. It's happened before. It could happen now, right? So 8 seems likely. I think 9's a little more likely than 7, in my opinion. I'm going over for the Louisville Cardinals. I think this is the forgotten team. I think they're low-key sneaky. Not betting it yet. Maybe by the end of this whole thing, I'll add it. We'll see. I'll let everyone know, too, if I add it. But I'm going over for Louisville Cardinals. If you want more ACC picks, they're all on my channel. So go to my channel. You can go to the playlist. You can hit the subscribe button, too, while you're at it. That'll be greatly appreciated. You can go to the playlist. You can watch all the ACC. We're almost done with the ACC. It's also a playlist for all my college football win total picks. You can watch all those, too. If you're watching this later on, they'll probably all be there. I'm Josh Wissey, and I like the over here. I almost convinced myself to bet it right now live on the air. I'll see. I'm going to do a little more research here, but on the line movement and the line betting and the way the books are marketing the line. But I'm Josh Wissey. Thank you.